Full obeisances at the lotus feet of my spiritual master Guru Maharaj and my Param Guru Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Jai Pataka Shaminiti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Padayine Gaura Katha Dhamodaya Nagara Gramo Tarine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Shaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Parchettam Desha Tarine. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, it is my great privilege to speak about Sankirtan, about book distribution, and our dear Srila Prabhupada's contribution in this mankind. So this book distribution, that tradition, or printing books or publication. So if we see the history, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in this planet, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered his two dear disciples, Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami, and Mahaprabhu instructs them, please go to Vrindavan, discover the hidden pilgrimages like Shamkundo, Radhakundo, Giri Govardhan, Jamuna. So all the holy places were discovered by Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. And besides, to discover the holy places, write the books. That was the Mahaprabhu's instruction. And all the Goswamis carried the instruction of Srila, our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like 539 years ago, all the Goswamis, they sacrificed their life to write the scripture, to contribute this materialistic people. But after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this legacy or this bhakti or Harinam Sankirtan is little bit downside. But somehow, after Goswamis and Jiv Goswami was the brother son of Rup Goswami, who took that responsibility. And he himself wrote 500,000 verses from different scriptures to distribute. So what happened is a big story. If you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, and other books from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we will know the story. So Jiv Goswami ordered Shamananda Prabhu, Srinivas Acharya, and Narottam Das Thakur, please go to Bengal with these books and distribute. So once they start carrying all the books into their briefcase or suitcase, that time whatever they had, but all the books were written by hands. That time no printing press. So once these three Prabhus, Shamananda Prabhu, Srinivas Acharya, and Narottam Das Thakur, they were passing in West Bengal. One place is called Vishnu village. So they were very tired and they took little bit rest. But at the night time, all the books were stolen by the dacoit. So when they wake up, they saw there is no any this books, no briefcase, no suitcase, nothing left at that place. Then they feel so much depressed. Then they made plan. Narottam Das Thakur came Khetori at it's a Rajshahi district in Bangladesh, and Shamananda Prabhu went to see his Gurudev Kalna. And Srinivas Acharya was waiting to discover, to find out the books. So couple of days he couldn't find out anything. He was walking in the street, and his life like nothing left. He was feeling so much separation because the like the books were given by his guru. So what happened? One Brahman was walking at the evening time and going to give the discourse on Bhagavatam, and coincidentally this Brahman met with Srinivas Acharya, and Srinivas Acharya and Brahman was feeling, oh, he is like a very simple man, he can go with me. Then Srinivas Acharya went with him, and when the Brahman was giving discourse on Bhagavatam, and the place was, the name is Birhambir. Birhambir was the king of that Vishnupur area. So Birhambir was a big, like the miscreant, dacoit. Like anybody go through his village, and he engaged couple of dacoit to steal all the wealth. So they thought this three Prabhu, these three man have lot of wealth. So therefore they stolen the books. And when this Brahman was giving discourse on Bhagavatam, and Srinivas Acharya find out he is not giving the right things about the Krishna and Krishna's pastimes. And then Srinivas Acharya immediately he mentioned, I can describe better way about the Bhagavatam. So once Srinivas Acharya start talking about Bhagavatam, actually the Birhambir's heart melted. He never heard, because Srinivas Acharya, the incarnation, like when Mahaprabhu left this planet, and they got all the benediction to preach this Sankirtan movement all over the place. And because he was a pure devotee, once he started talking about Bhagavatam, Krishna's pastimes, and his all the leelas, then Birhambir actually embraced him, and he told, I never heard Bhagavatam class like you are giving. So once they introduce each other, then Birhambir actually disclosed, I stolen the books and I have some books. And then coincidentally, by the mercy of Lord Krishna or his Gurudev Jiva Goswami, Srinivas Acharya find out these books. So that is the story, like how this books distribution and the books around this world, the 539 years or 40 years ago. And when Srila Prabhupada came in this planet, so Prabhupada was a disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur was a father of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Bhakti Vinod Thakur couldn't find out any Chaitanya Charitamrita in 11 years. So he was researching, then he went some unknown place, then he found out some copy and he wrote in his hand. And that was hardship they are going through. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur only slept only 2-3 hours, and he writes Mahaprabhu's all the contribution, Mahaprabhu Sankirtan movement, and that legacy carried by the disciplic succession. And once Srila Prabhupada took initiation from Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur ordered him, so if you get money, so please print the books. And our dear Srila Prabhupada carries his instruction, his order in whole life, and he was preparing himself at the Radha Damodar temple. So long story short, how Prabhupada sacrificed his life for the Sankirtan movement, for the human, mankind in this materialistic people. So at the Radha Damodar temple, our dear Srila Prabhupada had no any facilities. Devotees are going to visit the Radha Damodar temple to pay obeisances his room. The room was very tiny. So one person can barely sit, and he had a very simple bed to sleep. So he was sleeping only 2-3 hours, and he meditated how to he fulfill his guru's instruction. And that time Prabhupada was almost 69 years old. So his god brother Bhakti Prabhu Keshav Maharaj, who gave him sannyas, Prabhupada god brother, he sometimes visits Srila Prabhupada, because Prabhupada had no any parents, any well-wisher, anybody that area. And Rup Goswami's samadhi was there. So Bhakti Prabhu Keshav Maharaj saw Prabhupada had no any facilities, even no, because the Vrindavan was a place, was very, very cold, and the summer time is very hot. And Bhakti Prabhu Keshav Maharaj offered him, so Swamiji, please take some money and buy this blanket and buy something for it. But Prabhupada rejected. Prabhupada told, no, if you give me money and whatever money I have to print the books. And I have to fulfill my Guru's instruction. And that was the life of Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada was barely eating also, because he had no that cooking facilities. So somehow he was surviving. And 1944, actually he met with Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur 1922, and he took initiation 1933. 1944, he 1935, I think he took renounce order. No, 1940. Actually, he took renounce order 1944. He started back to Godhead magazine. So back to Godhead magazine, he himself writes, and he does the proof writing, and that time you have to come Vrindavan to Mathura, and Mathura to Delhi to go to the press, and he saved money to travel third class passenger zone. And third class passenger, you don't have any place to sit. You have to stand whole time. And he used to visit the Delhi parish, and after printing the books, printing the magazine, he himself distributed. So he had no any servant, he had no any parents who can help him. So one time Prabhupada was distributing books, he got the heart stroke, and he fell down on the ground. So one bull actually hurt Srila Prabhupada, and somehow Prabhupada survived. And the publisher very often mentioned, Swamiji, why are you working very hard? Even sometimes Prabhupada couldn't pay the bill of the magazine, but the publisher was so kind. Sometimes Prabhupada had no any breakfast, and publisher, the printing press people actually gave give some food. And Prabhupada always mentioned, no, this is my Guru Maharaj's order. I have to fulfill his order. And you know how much hardship he went through. He, when he got ticket, 1965, East India ships, he came and he came through the cargo ship, the passenger ship. He he has to spend three months to come New York. And Prabhupada carried that time only Bhagavatam to distribute. And if we read the Prabhupada biography, it is, you cannot read. Like you have to cry. Prabhupada had no place to stay. Prabhupada had no any facilities. And sometimes Prabhupada like he actually start his preaching in the Bowery area in New York. If you go there, you'll see the people were so drunk and so nasty place. So many incidents went through Srila Prabhupada. But Prabhupada always carries his Guru's instruction. My Guru Maharaj always with me. Prabhupada was alone. And sometimes the drunk people wants to hit him, beat him. And one day Prabhupada actually get out from the CP area where he had very small place. And I know the name when I read the biography, I think, what is his name? He tried to beat also Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was alone walking on the street, in the street with this briefcase where the Bhagavatam is. Then Mukunda Maharaj and other couple of actually helped Srila Prabhupada to find out 22nd Avenue where Prabhupada started his preaching, the missless gift. And Prabhupada and his Prabhupada and his books. So Prabhupada wrote this Bhagavatam, and in in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentioned, this Granth Lekhai More Madana Mohan. I am writing this Chaitanya Charitamrita by the mercy of Madan Mohan. And very often also Prabhupada mentioned, this is not, you think I am writing these books. Actually, this books is been written by Krishna, but I am the instrument. So Bhagavatam and Krishna, Kalikale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar, Nam Hoite Hai Samasta Jagat Nistar. The age of Kali, Krishna appeared as his name. And name and Bhagavatam, when Krishna left this planet, and Krishna left this Bhagavatam. And Krishna and his name and Bhagavatam is non-different. So Prabhupada always has that faith. So once Prabhupada start this preaching, then other boys and girls were start coming, and Prabhupada himself, Prabhupada mentioned very often, I had many support. I went to the Tomskin Park, I start chanting 3 hours. He was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And that Prabhupada mentioned, this is my first chanting, and it comes on the New York Times. And then people start knowing, like the Swamiji start chanting, and people start coming to Srila Prabhupada. And that way Prabhupada start that movement. So he sacrificed his whole life. He sacrificed everything for us to distribute books. So the Texas Sankirtan parties, Texas Sankirtan preaching, actually Bhagavan Narad Prabhu started this program, and he is giving opportunity everybody who are distributing books. So in short time, I will share a couple of incidents how this whole world is getting benefit Srila Prabhupada books. And this story, actually true story. So I will discuss couple of story. So I heard from Prabhupada, the disciple, I forgot his name, when he was depressed because the Vietnam War was going on. So government will send him to Vietnam War. So he was um, thinking how I can save myself. And he was just walking with in depressed mood, and he was looking around his home when he was walking at his backyard. Then he saw a book was lying in his garden. His name is Krishna books, but in the rain and other storm, the books was so muddy. But somehow he opened the books and he has started reading a couple of pages. After reading Krishna books, so he found out the aim of life, the what is the goal of our life, and he immediately left the house and he went to the temple and he started practicing Krishna consciousness, and he became a big devotee, and later on he became a big book distributor. And sometimes very often he mentioned, if I didn't get the Prabhupada books, so I could die in Vietnam War. So Prabhupada books saved my life. So another fascinating story. So somebody wanted to suicide, and he started thinking and planning how to do the suicide. And it is practical. In so many people are suiciding in this world nowadays. Even big scientists, big artists, celebrities also suiciding. So once you start thinking, and like when somebody is thinking like that, so he lost his everything. He lost all his intelligence. So suddenly one book fall in front of him, and he was thinking some incident. It is one kind of like that the time I was thinking I have to kill myself, and he took the books and he started reading. The book is not other than Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Once he started reading, so he gave up the idea. Actually, once you touch the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then Krishna himself actually give you knowledge. And he was start reading the Bhagavad Gita. So every verse of Bhagavad Gita is give you the strength, give you proper knowledge, give you hope. So in Bhagavad Gita, he was reading like 2:14. Matra sparshastu kanteya shitushna sukha dukkada agamo apayeno anityata titikshava bharata. So you understand the meaning. This summer and winter, it is temporary. So it will go and come, but we have to tolerate. And if we tolerate, then what will happen? Jita atmana prasantasma paramatma samahitang chitasna sukha dukheshu tatha mano apamanayang. Always you will be happy. Always you will feel jubilant. And if we connect ourselves to Lord Krishna, Yukta aharo viharasya, Yukta sestasya karmeshu, Yukta sapna bodhasya, yoga bhavati dukkha. So you all understand that all my miseries will go away if we get association of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And we can always think, Man mana bhavamad bhakta majjajimam namaskara. Mame vaishyasi sattang te pati jane piriya hasime. And end of the Bhagavad Gita, he found out Sarva dharmang parityajya mamekang saranang braja aham tang sarva papebhyo mukshaya ma sucho. Who will give that guarantee? If you surrender unto me, I will save you. I will give you all the pleasure. I will fulfill your desire. So that person actually find out the hope not to destroy his life. And then that person arrange the program with the neighborhood. So you will discover how the books comes front of him. So once he start program like Bhakti Bhiksha or house program, he call all the neighborhood and he found out ISKCON center around that area, and he invited couple of devotees. So all of them together did program like reading Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavad Gita, and sings Vaishnav songs, and end of the time prasadam. And he was explaining how he saved his life by get this book. But what happened? His next to his apartment, one person was very like the demoniac mentality. He was atheist, and somehow his son brought this Bhagavad Gita at his home, and he got so angry. Why did you bring this Bhagavad Gita, this other religion books in this place? And by angry, he threw the books, and that books actually fall that person who wanted to suicide. And then everybody was laughing, and then that person regret. I feel so offensive. Why I insult my son? But you are so lucky. You got that book and you save your life. That is true story. So many story happened, like when Prabhupada books were distributed around the world, and Prabhupada disciple especially took this risk to distribute Prabhupada books, because Prabhupada always requesting, if you don't have any house, if you don't have any living facilities, please do two things. Do Harinam Sankirtan and distribute my books. So we can go on and off so many story. What happened is devotees are distributing books one town in India, but like always demons are harassing devotees. So two police constable actually come to devotees, and they beat devotees, and they actually use so many bad words. And then the constable actually arrested them, and they brought at the police station. So somehow the higher officer, I think SP, he came, and I don't know how he got the information, and he was so disappointed to see this constable. Actually, who are doing the constable job, they are not so smart, and he feels so bad when he saw this constables actually beaten has beaten these devotees, and constable asked forgiveness. Please forgive and tell me how I can give them punishment, because it is illegal. It is not acceptable. And see how the devotees are compassionate, merciful to others. And the devotees told to police officer, so please take one box of books and you distributes. And police officer actually really took like 21 books from them. And police officer This book's price was couple thousand rupees, and police officer mentioned, okay, I will cut salary from this stupid constable, and that money will cover your book price. So see how the devotee is actually forgiving by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. If it happened any other office, any other institute, any other corporate, then they could do the fight. But to forgiving this constable, they later on became devotees. So this is the power of Srila Prabhupada books. So one time what happened in America, and a Bushers conference was going on, like who are killing who are running the slaughterhouse. This this demons fest, like the conference was going on, and like couple thousand people, they gathered together. So the always Sankirtan bus party, they go here and there, they roam around and there, and when they see the Sankirtan bus party, when they see any crowd, they stop there. So the 2-3 devotees stop there and they try to, because their main goal is to distribute books. So Busar conference, they found out they where the devotees stopped, a couple of people actually so much disturbed, because they are discussing, they arrange the program, but they don't have any gift for who are the best, who are the famous Busar, who are doing the best business for this killing animals, for running the slaughterhouse. The one devotee was so intelligent. So devotees actually interfered them. They told, what happened? Do you need any help? Then they don't want to share, because the devotees dress and devotees they didn't understand. They didn't want to share because they ignore. But somehow Krishna's mercy, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, they told, yeah, actually we need some gift to give the these people who are in our conference. Then the devotees told, I have some idea. So what is your idea? So I have some gift for you. If you like it, you can have. Then he opened his cartoon, and always, the devotees carry the books, and bus is little quite of distance, and he showed the Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita, even the demon see the Bhagavad Gita, it will be hard and melt their heart. So once see the Krishna's picture, the heart bound, and the nice picture, they told, yeah, it is very good idea, but I need more couple hundred gift. And devotees told, yeah, we have so many books. Like then devotee told, like the couple year, like 100 years away, my bus is there, and devotees brought the books, and devotees give them, and this Busar conference, actually all the Busars got Bhagavad Gita. Can you believe? Like, who are the most degraded people, who are destroying the animal kingdom? They got Bhagavad Gita, because they don't know the science behind of this. So this is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. If Prabhupada didn't come in this in America, so the Busar couldn't deliver. So even in our Sankirtan movement, so in Russia, I am requesting everybody, please read this book, Salt and Bread. When Prabhupada went to Russia, that time Soviet Union, they didn't allow any religious people, but Prabhupada hiding away, stayed couple of days, and he made 2 disciples, is Gago and Shako, and they gave their life for Prabhupada books, because you cannot go to the printer, you cannot print the books. They made the copy, and the photocopy machine, they print this Bhagavad Gita page, and they distribute it. But somehow the police arrested them. So the books, the writer is Sarvataraka Prabhu. So please read this book. Your heart will be melted. Because we need to read to encourage ourselves to get out from the comfort zone. I think Shako died at the camp by the torture of police, and in the camp they got tortured like anything, but Gargo actually survived, but Shako died in this. So how they sacrificed their life, like Haridas Thakur, when Haridas Thakur preaching, the Muslim ruler have been beaten him 22 marketplace, but Haridas Thakur didn't give up the Sankirtan. Like the Shako and Gargo, they didn't give up. That they tolerate all the torture, but still they didn't give up because they got the nectar of Sankirtan. They got the nectar of Prabhupada books. So there are many incidents happened. So our Oindra Prabhu, everybody knows, who was the big Kirtaniya and who inaugurated 24 hours Kirtan in Vrindavan. What happened in his life? Somehow his wife brought Bhagavad Gita in his home. No, I think Isha Upanishad. So he was started reading Isha Upanishad. Then he told, I found out my life's goal. Immediately he left and he went to the Vrindavan, and he was one of the icon in his ISKCON. So there are so many dedicated souls in this movement. They gave their life by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhu, how many minutes left?
We can take any questions or comments, reflections now, if anybody would like to share.
Okay, I will finish very within 5 minutes, and I'm requesting also devotees, please read Prabhupada these books. This is my request. These books, very small books, you can carry with you.
It's blurred out. You can't see it somehow or another. There it is. Kind of. Right there.
Yeah. So you can carry, and this book can guide you. And book can give you a strength. Prabhupada mentioned here, although I am practically on the path of death, still I cannot forget about my publications. I wish that if I live or die, you should take very serious care for my publication. Another place Prabhupada wrote, when these books arrive to your Montreal temple, it will be great service if you can help your God brothers in arrange for which spirit sale of this book. We are writing so many letters and this is very good. But also we must take arrangement for distribution to the public at large. So Prabhupada will be very happy if you read Prabhupada books and if you distribute Prabhupada books, and it will be very success, because Prabhupada established the 4 regulatory principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit relationship. Prabhupada also established another 4 regulatory principles regarding the book distribution. Purity is the force, utility is the principle, and books are the basis, and preaching is the essence. So preaching means book distribution. And if we see the 64 are bhakti limbs, out of 64, 5 limbs are very important. Association with the devotees, associate with the devotees. Second is Harinam Sankirtan. Third is deity worship. Fourth is reading Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. And fifth, deity worship. And fifth is living in the holy place. So Prabhupada gave all 4 or 5. So we are going to the temple, paying obeisances, doing worship, and distributing prasadam. So many activities we are doing, attending the Mangal Arati. But out of 64, if we do 5 things, then our life will be very success. And out of 64, in 5, also book distribution, reading books, and Sankirtan is mentioning. So personally, I am very foolish. When I was in that time, I was 17 years old, came to start higher education. That time I connect myself to the ISKCON Dhaka. And I was so foolish about the spiritual path. But I always attend, distribute books wherever any pandal program, wherever any like the puja or any ceremony, we used to open the book table. But I don't know how I distribute books. Because if anybody see the Prabhupada books, they take. And that was I was like the main part of the book distribution and that area. Like you don't know how to cook the sweet rice. You don't know the ingredients of the sweet rice. You don't have any idea about the sweet rice. This very delicious food, right? The kheer. But you can distribute. Like I was like this. Like I didn't know the Prabhupada books. I didn't read. I didn't have any knowledge about the spiritual matter. But somehow I connected to ISKCON, and I have been that time since 1986. I have been distributing books and attending Harinam Sankirtan. People, and it was very success. Wherever personally I go, I see they accept the Prabhupada books. And same thing happened when I came United States 2001, because language variant and their accent, I don't understand. But I don't know why I have that so much interest to distribute books. I used to go to the UNO, and my temple president actually dropped off me at the UNO University, and I carry the books, and I used to give all the students, professors who are working in the compound. And to distribute the books, the students used to come to the temple to get more depth knowledge. And in my personal experience, sometimes I feel also depressed if I go to the campus, because the LSU campus every week, 2 days or 1 day in a week, I go and open the book table. Sometimes I late, sometimes I don't feel very, like comfortable or energetic. But somehow if I go there, some people, some students must come. I never failed. And before the club meeting, Arnav always attending, and Arnav actually connecting with this Bindas club. So my aim was to at least meet a couple of students who can take the Prabhupada books. They can come to the club. But by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, every time I go at the student union, it is off time or on time, or the bad weather, somehow 3, 4, 5 students I meet, and they took books and they attend the club. So it is very, very scientific, is very, very practical. Even sometimes I met with professors, sometimes I met with like the other religion. One day, one Muslim guy came and he took all like the 5 books, Bhagavatam, first canto of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and lives comes from lives, and chant and be happy, and perfection of yoga. I told you are other religion. He told no, actually your books is the best. Books are the best. And couple of professors also now connecting, and they like one professor came 2, 3 weeks ago, and she told actually I was looking for, and I am vegan, I am vegetarian, and nobody actually gives donation. That professor gave me $20 donation. So it is miracle now. She is always texting me and asking some question, guidance, or how she can advance in spiritual life. So also another incident, I go to in New Orleans downtown. It is horrible place. Like in this world, two places I heard you can drink, and New Orleans is one of them, and its name is Bourbon Street. So once I used to go every almost 6 days in a week, but now I am going 2-3 days, sometimes 4 days. So once I approach people, sometimes I found out once they touch Prabhupada book, on other hand, this other hand has alcohol, and they throw the alcohol and they start reading Prabhupada books, and they see the beautiful picture. And that way, so many people actually, I met so many people. Sometimes last week, one young lady, she immediately, once I show the books, she immediately took, and she told, I know the Krishna, but I forgot, because in early age, my parents were Krishna's devotee, but now actually I devoted myself. No, I forgot Krishna, but by your mercy, you gave me books. I will start again. I will start reading. This is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. If I want to please Srila Prabhupada, there is no any other way, no other way, no other way. Like Haren Namoibo, Haren Namoibo, Haren Namoibo Kevalam, Kolo Nastoibo, Nastoibo, Nastoibo Gotirannata. There is no any other way. If we can please Srila Prabhupada by distribute his books, then Prabhupada, mercy of Prabhupada, we can cross over these miseries in this material world. So thank you so much, Bhagavan Narada Prabhu, who gave me opportunity. Actually, I got lot of encouragement from Bhagavan Narada Prabhu, because when we start preaching in Baton Rouge, I didn't see any hope. But somehow, 2 years ago, I went Texas. The 1st January, I found out him. I went his home, and we had a very good association with him, because he has been doing this program, same program, and he gave me lot of positive impact. It impact my preaching, and his family, his wife, this young couple actually sacrificing their life for Srila Prabhupada. And if we don't do, then it is shame for us. So again, I offer my respectful obeisances, my gratitude to all the devotees who are in the audience today. Please forgive me. Please give your blessings so I can get strength to distribute Prabhupada books and please Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much for tolerating me.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for your encouraging talk on giving to others at Sankirtan. Before we wrap up, would anybody like to share any reflections, questions? Is there anything that comes to mind? There's about 12 of us on the call, so please feel free to share if you have anything. Unmute yourself. Nardi, you have something?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. That was very encouraging, and it felt like normally you go to a chiropractor, right, to get alignment, but being able to listen to the devotees and listen to the stories of what Srila Prabhupada went through, just so that we could have the Maha Mantra, just so that we could have association and everything. It was like a realignment, and it was very powerful, and I'm grateful that you were able to join us this morning.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. I need your blessings. Pray for us.
Oh, it was very deep. I have something I want to share too, is when you were speaking, I was thinking about the evolution of how all of this knowledge has been spread. You know, you speak about Haridas Thakur, and they would write the books by hand and distribute the books. And I actually saw a page one time, I don't know how accurate it was, but all the scores, the very first book scores. And then you spoke about Prabhupada, where he would travel on foot for hours, you know, just to save a few rupees to go to the printing press, and he'd print some magazines or books. Um, I was thinking too, like there's a, you know, I can identify with the struggle. You go through so many things on a bodily platform, and it's almost like Krishna puts us in a position where we can understand the miseries, right? Like as we advance spiritually, we start to become more sensitive to material energy, and you know, we don't find comfort in it anymore. And we get to discriminate when we're out there and we're giving to others. It's a certain energy and a certain connection that we feel that allows us to rise above the material energy. And so, of course, there's a verse in Bhagavad Gita, which I'll put in the chat, which it says, that which in beginning may be just like poison, but at the end is just like nectar, and which awakens one to self-realization is said to be happiness in the mode of goodness. So it starts off rough, but we eventually purify, and we come to this point of contentment. You know, we become spiritualized. And furthermore, in the purport, it's just two sentences. In the pursuit of self-realization, one has to follow many rules and regulations to control the mind and the senses, and to concentrate the mind on the self. All these procedures are very difficult, bitter like poison. But if one is successful in following the regulations and comes to the transcendental position, he begins to drink real nectar, and he enjoys life. So just kind of piggybacking off what you said, I mean, it's difficult in the beginning, but it becomes nectar once you get out there and once you give to others, and as you go through this process. So many challenges, they're not going to go away. But I just wanted to share that reflection. I'll put this verse in the chat if anybody would like to read it. What are your thoughts, Prabhu, when, you know, it's difficult in the beginning and then it becomes sweeter? In due course of time, you've been practicing for 40 years. You're on mute. I can't hear you. Let me unmute you. I don't know, maybe you can. I don't know what happened here. Hey, you might want to unmute yourself. There you go.
Yes, Prabhu, you are right. How much struggle went through Srila Prabhupada. Actually, we forgot because we are in the comfort zone. We have a house, we have a car, we have a manpower, we have money, we have like the lot of support, but still we don't feel to go out. But in the house, in this comfort zone, I think devotees can understand the miseries every moment. But if you want to feel, if you want to get out from the miseries, please go out with the books. You will feel maybe some fighting, some disappointing things, but once somebody accept the books from your hand, then we'll feel Prabhupada blessings. I am not that level, but still, yesterday, what happened yesterday, you know, like the beginning 1 hour was so hurdle for me. I couldn't do anything, you know. But after that, I talked to one students, and then like little talk about Krishna. Then again start, but then after 2 hours, then that next hour was very success. I did at least 20 books. Also also I collected quite a bit donation. So Prabhupada books are the basis. So that if you forget Prabhupada books and reading Prabhupada books, because you have to be pure. Prabhupada always mentioning you have to be very pure. How you can be pure? By do our sadhana, follow the four regulative principle. Like Prabhupada mentioning, like people are drowning in the ocean, but if you are not expert swimmer, you cannot save him. And rather than you like to save him, but he will die, also you will die. because he will catch you, and then you both will die. So this is our purification process. So on the Prabhupada books, and Prabhupada always mentioning, if you are gentleman, keep Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and nectar of devotion in your home, and you will read, and all blessings, you will get all the blessings.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your realizations. Anybody else have any last comments or questions before we log off?
Arnav, you like to share anything? Don't be shy, please.
No, I mean, like, the thing is, I was myself very lucky to get into contact with Sarvataraka Prabhu. Even like, I mean, plus Brinda's class that Sarvataraka Prabhu was talking about. So even the other day also I was telling my parents that I wish I would have gotten in touch with the Bhakti Yoga Club at LSU at least 1 year before than actually when I did. It would have been really beneficial for me. Then my dad was saying, yes, he would have been more calm and peaceful person if he would have done that. But I don't know, for some reason, I just missed it for some reason. Now I'm regretting it.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then the thing is, there, I mean, Sunday program I always attend, and like I feel very blessed. And every day I chant, like even when I'm working. So when I'm running, when I'm doing exercise, I keep on chanting, because like whenever I'm chanting, I feel like I have the energy to go to exercise more and more, to work out more and more. But when I don't chant, I just like give up very easily. Everywhere, not only exercise, everywhere, like of every work I do, if I keep on chanting, I don't know, I cannot explain this energy, but I don't know how the energy shows up in me. Then I just keep on like having more more like stamina, and keep on carrying on with what I'm doing. So yeah. And then I mean, the thing is, I would definitely, like, whenever I get a chance, I donate, because like the thing is, all these what we're doing is I mean, like, helping me, or helping even everyone, like, have a better life, peaceful life, free from disease. So that's why, like, I think that, I mean, I haven't done anything for in return for what I got. That's what I'm saying. I wish I could do a lot. I could do something. At least someday I wish I will. So I hope Shorter Crew blesses me so that I can do something in the future. Whatever I can.
Not
Even
me,
if it's small
only
things.
Prabhupada. Prabhupada.
Uh, okay.
Shashi Nandan would like to share something.
Mm.
Actually, Jai Shashi Nandan also helping.
Okay, I guess we can conclude here.
Yes, Prabhu. So
Yeah, I'd
give your
like to talk
blessings,
to you
Prabhu.
again sometime. We have a college program here that we've had for about 3 years, and we're kind of still in the rebooting stage because a lot of them graduated. So this semester in the fall we'll be starting over. So Arnab, maybe I can connect with you and get some insight, because it's so nice to see the students come, learn about meditation, taking vegetarian food or vegan food that's offered and spiritualized, and taking, some retreats, things like this. I was thinking we should plan a japa retreat. Maybe we can coordinate somewhere one of these days, a New Taliban, or in a middle point between Baton Rouge and San Antonio. It would be nice if we could take 2 or 3 days and come together and just hear and chant. I don't know if that's
Yes,
possible.
yes, Prabhu. Yes, and you also make plan when you will give class in Baton Rouge,
Sure.
because we also do the job for 1 round.
Wonderful.
It's so much encouraging, because once you give class, we get a lot of energy from you.
Thank you so much. So this is recorded. We have these talks every last Saturday of the month. We're a little bit over today. It's 1:08 actually. It's 10:08. Auspicious. So we'll end here. Next month, last Saturday of the month. I don't have the speaker announced yet, but it'll be same time, talking about distributing, giving to others, Sankirtan. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I'll upload the class in the WhatsApp group. If you're interested to join the WhatsApp group, feel free to send us a message and I can add you. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Banta
Thank you. Hare
kalpataru
Krishna.
kripa
Hare Krishna.
sindhuvaivacha patitanang